Hey everyone, ever wondered about those epic stories of good versus evil, light versus darkness? It's a theme we see everywhere, from blockbuster movies to ancient scriptures. And at the heart of these tales are often angels and demons, powerful beings that represent the very best and worst of the cosmos. Today, we're going on a fascinating journey to explore how three of the world's major religions, Hinduism, Christianity, and Islam, perceive these celestial and infernal entities. It's a deep dive into faith, mythology, and the timeless human struggle between hope and despair. So, grab your curiosity and let's get started. First up, let's travel to ancient India and explore Hinduism. Unlike the clear-cut angels and demons you might be thinking of, Hinduism offers a much more nuanced and complex picture. The beings here aren't strictly good or evil for all eternity. Instead, we have Devas and Asuras. Devas, like Indra, the king of the heavens, or Agni, the god of fire, are celestial beings who generally uphold cosmic order or dharma. They are worshipped and are seen as forces of light and benevolence. You could think of them as the angelic figures in this cosmic drama. They reside in heavenly realms and are protectors of humanity. On the other side of the coin, we have the Asuras. Now, it's tempting to just label them as demons, but it's not that simple. Initially, the Asuras were also powerful beings, sometimes even related to the Devas. However, over time, they became associated with chaos, ego, and a thirst for power. They constantly challenged the Devas for control of the heavens, leading to epic battles described in texts like the Puranas. The key difference here is that an Asura isn't necessarily doomed to be evil forever. Through karma and reincarnation, their roles can change. Their stories serve as powerful cautionary tales about the dangers of pride and selfishness. A great example of this dynamic is the story of the Samudra Manthan, or the churning of the ocean. In this incredible myth, both the Devas and the Asuras actually work together to churn the cosmic ocean to obtain Amrita, the nectar of immortality. It shows that the line between them can be blurry. They are two sides of the same cosmic coin, constantly in conflict, but also intrinsically linked. This reflects the Hindu concept that good and evil exist within all beings, and the real battle is the one fought within ourselves. So, in Hinduism, it's less about a cosmic war between absolute good and absolute evil, and more about a continuous struggle to maintain balance and dharma. Now, let's shift gears and turn to Christianity, where the concept of angels and demons becomes much more defined and dualistic. Christian theology presents a clear hierarchy and a distinct moral alignment for these beings. At the top of the good side, we have angels. The word angel itself comes from a Greek word meaning messenger, and that's their primary role, to be God's messengers to humanity. They are purely spiritual beings, created by God to serve Him and to act as guardians for people. The Bible mentions different ranks of angels, like seraphim, cherubim, and archangels. Perhaps the most famous archangels are Michael, Gabriel, and Raphael. Michael is depicted as the great warrior, the commander of God's army who fights against the forces of evil. Gabriel is the divine messenger, most famously known for announcing the birth of Jesus to Mary. And Raphael is seen as a healer and a guide. These angels are viewed as powerful protectors and intermediaries between heaven and earth. They represent divine love, protection, and guidance, and are a source of comfort and inspiration for believers, reminding them that they are not alone in their spiritual journey. On the polar opposite end is the realm of demons. In Christian belief, demons were originally angels who, led by Lucifer, the most beautiful and powerful angel, rebelled against God out of pride. This rebellion led to a war in heaven, and Lucifer, now known as Satan or the devil, along with his followers, was cast out. They became fallen angels, or demons. Their sole purpose is to oppose God's plan and to tempt humanity into sin and despair. They are seen as the source of evil, suffering, and spiritual darkness in the world. This creates a very clear cosmic conflict. The forces of God, represented by the holy angels, against the forces of Satan and his demons, with humanity's souls as the battlefield. Now, let's explore our third tradition, Islam. Like Christianity, Islam has a very clear and structured belief in angels and demons, which plays a central role in its theology. In Arabic, Angels are called malaika. They are believed to be created from light, and unlike humans, they have no free will. Their entire existence is dedicated to worshiping and obeying Allah without question. They are His servants and messengers, carrying out His commands throughout the universe. They are genderless and do not need to eat or sleep. Some of the most prominent angels in Islam have roles that might sound familiar. For example, there's Jibril, or Gabriel in English, who is the Archangel of Revelation. He is the one who delivered the Quran to the Prophet Muhammad over many years. Then there's Mikael, or Michael, who is in charge of providing sustenance for creation and is responsible for rain and thunder. Israfil is the angel who will blow the trumpet to signal the day of judgment. And finally, there's the angel of death, Malik al-Maut, who is tasked with taking the souls of people when their time is up. Every person is also believed to have two guardian angels, known as the Kiraman Katibin, who record their good and bad deeds. On the other side, we have the jinn. This is where things get really interesting. The jinn are a different class of beings from angels. According to the Quran, they were created from a smokeless fire, and crucially, they have free will, just like humans. This means they can choose to be good, evil, or neutral. They live in a world parallel to our own, and most are invisible to us. The most famous of the jinn is Iblis, who is the equivalent of Satan. Iblis was a devoted worshiper of God, but when God created Adam, the first human, and commanded all the angels and Iblis to bow down, Iblis refused out of pride and arrogance. He argued that he, being made of fire, was superior to Adam, who was made from clay. For his disobedience, Iblis was cast out of God's grace. He then asked for a chance to prove that humanity was unworthy, and God granted him respite until the day of judgment. So, Iblis and his followers, known as the Shaitan or devils, now dedicate themselves to whispering temptations and leading humans astray. The struggle against the whispers of Shaitan is a core part of the Muslim faith, a daily spiritual battle, or jihad, to remain on the righteous path. So in Islam, we have the perfectly obedient angels made of light, and the jinn, made of fire, who, like us, face a constant choice between good and evil. So what can we take away from all this? While the names, origins, and specific roles of these beings differ, there are some incredible parallels. All three traditions see angels as celestial messengers and protectors, beings of light who serve a higher, divine purpose. And they all acknowledge the existence of malevolent forces, whether they're called Asuras, demons, or Shaitan, who represent chaos, pride, and temptation. These stories of angels and demons aren't just ancient myths. They tap into a deep human understanding of the world. They give us a language to talk about our highest aspirations and our darkest fears. They personify the internal struggle we all face between our better nature and our selfish impulses. Whether you see them as literal beings or powerful metaphors, the tales of angels and demons continue to shape our cultures, our art, and our understanding of what it means to be human in a vast and mysterious universe. Thank you so much for joining me on this spiritual and mythological deep dive. What are your thoughts? Do you have any interesting stories about these beings from your own culture or faith? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. And if you enjoyed this exploration, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next journey into the world's most fascinating beliefs. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.